Fuck wrong with you, boy? You know what time it is, nigga.
Better watch how you step in. Yeah. But that was my niggas.
I'm in you. Got my nigga Rewan with me.
But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor.
You know what I'm saying?
Under commanding General Yahanna. That for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Look, hey, straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home. That's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown, I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my Hakim gon' let him have it. Hey, think you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it, ain't got no manners. All them pussy niggas talking shit, yeah, I know they can't stand us, but we U.P.K, Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm reppin'. And my niggas solid, number real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start stepping. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers, because I love them. I see them dapping, man, hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapped in the gutter. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For why take your life or let you take mine? That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, the shit got me feeling played. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complexion. Still fighting to get accepted, we hear the truth and reject it. But love is getting corrected, and all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
Yeah. U.P.K shit, man, 1 West. Hey. I'm a U.P.K nigga, I'm stuck in my ways. That's on them, letting cowards fill up they ranks. Goddamn, lost tribes got them following waves. Loyalty a lifestyle, nigga, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm a saint, no New Orleans, it's going up. Next spot, we at the B&B. I'm turned up, I'll pull up in the SRT. Burning rubber, hey, U.P.K shit. Look, met her at the club, told her pull up to the lobby. She know I'm in the coat, we're all black, no Illuminati. This my other half shit, I can't move without it. These my motherfucking brothers, yeah, what I'm gonna do without them, yeah. If it's beef, I can't wait to sink my teeth in. Niggas going overboard, they off the deep end. Why you tripping off that hoe? That's some weak shit. Told him put me in the game cause I love defense. Yeah, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Yeah, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, and she say she find me interesting. Yeah, want me to call, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Ay, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, and she say she find me interesting. Yeah, want me to call, I ain't gotta settle, I got options, ma. No, I stand on business, my name not Tazar. I'll pop you with this pocket rock. Feed a nigga shells like a taco truck. Hey, this bitch got sound effects, it go pew pew pew. I ain't trippin', I'm no drink, got bottles in a room. I'm in Durham, North Carolina, bitch, it's 12 a.m. Look at them, they ain't none of us, and we ain't them. I told him, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Ay, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, she say she find me interesting. Yeah, want me to call, put me in the game, coach. Fuck you thought, he let his colors fly. He ain't cut, we cut him off. Ay, bounce out, let my fringes swing. Yeah, I'm a dog, she say she find me interesting. Want me to call, yeah. UPK shit, man, you already know what it is. It's the 55th annual Passover, man, turn up. We gon' do this shit the UPK way, not the other way. You hear me? Yeah.
All right. Let me know when we up, all right? We good? All right, let's clap it up. Yabashim Shabrak to all the brothers, Yashimata Bashim Yashai, to all the sisters. I.S.U.P.K. DC scripture breakdown class. We're going to rock it out, you know what I mean, after a glorious Passover, get a Passover, another hand, man. A Passover, ringing out all over the place. And the Black Party going to be a separate event by itself real soon. That shit going to be like, you know, one of them big-ass concerts everybody looking forward to every year by the rate it's going, because fake Israelites is more sick about that than anything else. And I'm glad they're sick about it. I hope they get sick and choke and vomit and stay sick. All right. We have any questions in the chat or in the room? You just raise your hand. If anybody need water, we got plenty of that. All right. Go ahead, brother.
Khan, sir. What's the the school stance on like birth control pills or vasectomies, like forms of birth control?
That's for the man, or that's
for the man.
That's for the man. Okay. Okay. Give me first. Administration of the spirit or ministration. Give me 2 Corinthians 3. And you start whole 6, and then give me let's first start me over Romans 3. Hold on. No, that's not one. Bear with me one. Is this like in general, or you have like a scenario for it?
Just in general, like birth control and or like surgical forms.
Romans 4 and 15. I think that's what it is. All right.
Romans chapter 4 and verse 15.
All right, so if somebody else could read to you, Tawaba. Somebody come and oh, okay, no sweat. All right. Go ahead.
Romans chapter 4, verse 15. Because the law worketh wrath, for where no law is.
And Slack, anybody out there with him? All right, they could just keep an eye. You could just remember which ones it is, and you could come back later. So you was right. To water. All right, go ahead, Mukwash.
Romans chapter 4, verse 15. Because the law worketh wrath, where no law is.
All phones on vibrate or mute, all right? Please. All right, let's go.
For where no law is, there is no transgression.
Say it, read it again from the top.
Romans chapter 4, verse 15. Because the law worketh wrath, for where no law is, there is no transgression.
For the law worketh wrath. What does that part mean? Yahanna chapter was going on, please. What does that part mean? Anybody? Read the scripture one more time for the brother.
Romans chapter 4, verse 15. Because the law worketh wrath, for where no law is, there is no transgression.
All right. What does it mean because the law worketh wrath? Who knows? Anybody? No cough drops? Anybody? If you all need, just let me know. Go ahead.
Shalak, sir, because the law is for sin, it work wrath against sin. It's an evil for sin.
Okay, I need to break down a little bit more. Make it plain. Anybody else? Just raise your hand. Sister?
Evil makes the Lord angry.
No, still, that's even more vague than what he said. Anybody else? Read it one more time, because.
Because the law worketh wrath, where no law is, there is no transgression.
All right, because the law worketh wrath, where no law is, there is no transgression. What does it mean because the law worketh wrath? What does that part mean? You're going to try to say something? Give it a shot. This ain't ESO school, I ain't going to blast you if you're wrong.
When you said worketh wrath, right? Like karma come back quick. It does its wonders. Like, okay. I don't know how to explain it.
Explain that without saying karma, because karma is a philosophy from the Hindus. Okay. We say it because it gets hip and popular. But karma is not an Israelite culture or custom, but we say it as one word to express what I'm really asking about. So try it one more time without saying karma.
I guess the Most High will, can I say revenge?
Because the Most High is our Father, right?
Yeah, so he'll get back.
You have a child, right? This is a boy.
Girl.
When she grows up, in a few years really, when she open the fridge and dump all the eggs on the ground and throw the flour up and make cake and say, "Mommy, look, cake," are you going to get revenge or are you going to?
No, I'm gonna be mad.
But what will you do?
We'll clean it up. I mean, I'm gonna, get on her, I guess.
And what is that called?
Discipline. That's what I would call it.
Discipline. I'll take that. Anybody else? A warrior? Hand me mic.
The law is for judgment.
Law is for judgment. What is judgment?
Judgment is correction or
punishment. That's punishment. What everybody understands. Right? So the law worketh wrath. The wrath there is talking about the punishment or the judgment for breaking the law. Right? In that case, example I just gave you, it should be understood. Don't go in the fridge and empty everything out. But kids sometimes have wild imaginations, and that's how they learn. How is that child going to learn after having such a wild imagination? By getting wrath, right? By getting punishment. Whatever the form of the punishment is, when the child is 25, they're going to remember, damn, I ain't never doing no dumb shit like that again because of what happened to me after. The law worketh wrath. The wrath is the punishment that comes from breaking the law. The workings of the law is wrath. God's law is not do not be a homosexual. God's law is a homosexual going to be put to death. God's law is not do not sell drugs. God's law is a witch will be put to death. The put to death is the wrath. That's the punishment. You get the point? So the law works wrath. It works punishment. That's the workings of the law, just like Esau. Esau's law is not don't drive over 25 in this zone. That's not the law. That's your understanding of the law. The law is if you over 25, you get in this ticket. The ticket is wrath. The Montgomery County just announced they're planning to stop them people who be doing the donuts in the intersections. They say they're going to crack down on people who doing the donuts, and you're going to get, I think, $1,000 fine. They're pushing for jail time, and starting at 8 points on your license. 8 points in Montgomery County is immediate suspension, and it's supposed to be able to escalate to 12. 12 points mean I think they could take it away for good. That's the wrath, because they're trying to teach you a lesson. You get the point? So the workings of the law is wrath, is punishment to teach you a lesson. Read it one more time.
Romans chapter 4, verse 15. Because the law worketh wrath, for where no law is, there is no transgression.
Right? Because the law worketh wrath. Where there is no law, there is no transgression. Give me that second part. What does that mean?
There's not going to be any wrath because there's no boundary to cross. So you're not transgressing. You're not breaking any laws because that is no law.
There is no law, so there's no punishment. There's no punishment against it. That's where you want to start with your question. Your question, rephrase the question. Come on, warrior.
There's an excellent precept for a lot of these fake Israelite groups who want to put extra burdens on Israel. They'll come up with random laws and try to judge brothers and sisters based off what they learn in the Christian church. But like Jeremiah Muhammad always said, when asking the question, you ask, is it lawful? Because now you have to find the law.
That's it. That's where you want to do. You're supposed to go about to establish your own righteousness. You get the point? The God's law is not personal. It's not personal. It's His law. So you start there. Shapan?
So like when the Pharisees saw the disciples not wash their hands, and they wanted to talk about them, saying like there's no law against that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's a custom of man.
Right?
So there's no law, there's no sin. That's where you want to start with something like this. All right. Where there is no law, there is no sin. Right. So rephrase the question one more time so we can get it back. It was about the
birth control,
right?
Birth control. Like what's the stance on
birth control and the surgical one, right? The vasectomy, right? So the stance is where there's no law, there's no sin. It's not unlawful. That's where you first start. And just like what Officer Warren was saying, there's a ton of Christians who, wear fringes and say shalom that will start to pull in things from the world to make it seem like that's God's righteousness, and that's not. That's your personal righteousness. Meaning that's how you personally what you want to do, and that makes you feel complete in some way. And that's fine. Everybody have a certain personal limit that you could exercise as you be part of the nation, as you be under God's law. You want to wear blue all the time, you want to wear black all the time, that's fine. But the minute you make that a mandatory thing, that's the judgment, not judgment, that justifies someone, or that makes someone good or not good, that's something else you do it. You get the point? So everybody has that, and you could do that. You have your free reign to do that. Now, give me the other precept I wanted. What call for first? 2 Corinthians 3, right? No sweat. That would.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 6. Who also hath made us able ministers of the New Testament, not of the letter, but of the Spirit. For the letter killeth, but the Spirit giveth life.
All right, read it one more time.
Count on Khan. 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 6.
Okay, start at 4.
Count on Khan. 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 4. And such trust have we through Christ to Godward. Not that we are sufficient of ourselves to think anything as of ourselves, but our sufficiencies is of God.
Right. This is the trust we have towards the God, towards the Most High. That's why it says to Godward, right? That we are sufficient because of Him, not on our own strength. You get the point? The Lord is the one who, have you doing whatever. And you'll see it. You see it a lot this year in the Passover, where there was so much of the Passover that really, I would say maybe 80% of the Passover was able to be undertaken by the school itself. You understand? Officer Nakamaya, give him a hand. He was doing the lamb and the bread. You know what I mean? With Bukwash and Kagad doing the lamb and the bread. Captain Akkad provided the whole security, right? He had the whole security for the special guest, the China Monegil. That was done in-house. That was we didn't have to contract some external security company for that. You get the point? The transfer, all that was provided. It was done in-house. Why? Because when you're in the world, you're a slave to the oppressor. And the skills you have, you get it because you're trying to eat. When you come in the truth, you start developing other skills or perfecting the skills you have, not because you're trying to eat, but because you're trying to build a nation. And them skills come from the Lord. You get the point? Them gifts you start having come from the Lord. And it flourishes because you're doing this not for yourself, not for self-sufficiency, but for the nation. You get the point? And it grows. The Lord is going to increase it because you're doing this for His people, for His will. All right? Keep going.
Khan, verse 6. Who also hath made us able ministers of the New Testament, not of the letter, but of the Spirit.
Are you able to read loud, or the mic is going to blow?
My mic is going to kind of blow.
All right, no, sir.
It's like it, sir.
It's to once they're hearing you online and you're hearing you in the class. Go ahead.
2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 6.
3, verse 6.
So I get 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 6. Who also have made us able ministers of the New Testament, not of the letter, but of the Spirit. For the letter killeth, but the Spirit giveth life.
Right? Who also, the Lord, He also had made us ministers of the New Testament, of the new promise, servants of that new promise, not of the letter, but of the Spirit. What does that part mean? Come on.
It means that the letter of the law says if someone does this, this must happen. But the spirit behind it is we're just trying to get people not to do this thing instead of just executing people.
Which is why the spirit of Christ is in the UPK. And it's evident with what you saw last week with all them towel wrap head holes from them Israelite groups talking shit about the sister. You get the point? Like, she's not in the truth. She's not in the truth. She probably started watching videos a few weeks ago because the journal invites her to the black party. You get the point? She don't know enough, like a child. You must be born again. So as you coming in, you're a child. A little child, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, they do something, you just, hey, don't do that. Stop doing that. And that's you. From the time you do this, they start crying because they don't know too much. They're not strong. And then they grow and they know more. And then now you could start to hold them to a standard. You get the point? She someone like her would be a child in the truth. They wouldn't try to exercise the letter of the law on her versus the spirit of the law. You get the point? And the spirit of the law is what she was saying in that song. That's the spirit of the law. You get the point? What would be the letter of the law in that case? An out of order woman. Woman who would whore on her husband. A woman who would commit abortions. A woman who would, usurp authority over a man like that heathen Queen Vashti. You get the point? You remember Vashti? She tried to usurp authority and get all the women to rise up against their husband. That heathen put her in a tower somewhere and she was never heard of again. You get the point? Like there's something for when you want to go that route. But the spirit of the law is that. The Lord wants us to have the spirit of it. He doesn't want us to have the letter. Like any father, any child, you have children. The last thing you want to do is break your children. The last thing you want to do is beat them. You will do it because of the job. But you don't want to do that. You would much rather what?
Correct them.
No.
You would much rather the child have wisdom and understanding and do the things that they're supposed to be doing.
You'd much rather the child just obey you.
Right.
That the child has understanding of what you want. That the child takes on your spirit. You don't have to be here, but when you're not there, so and so ain't gonna like me doing this. You get the point? You want them to take on your spirit now. So now there's no need for the letter of the law, the wrath, which is the belt. Now they have your spirit. You get the point? That's what the Lord wants from us. So now keep reading after the spirit. Read the scripture again from the
top. Verse 4, verse 6, sir.
6.
Khan, 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 6. Who also hath made us able ministers of the New Testament, not of the letter, but of the spirit. For the letter killeth, but the spirit giveth life.
Right? Because the letter killeth, but the spirit gives life. You get the point? The spirit is supposed to quicken and give life to something and wake it up and get it, breathing again and get it rolling again. The letter of the law is supposed to end it. So now understanding them two, Romans 3 and this one, where there's no law, there's no sin. In addition to that, the Lord prefers you to have the spirit of him and the spirit of the law versus he having to now come in and execute the judgment of the law. You understand? So now what is the spirit of the law, what the Lord wants, apply to your situation? That's how you approach it. First off, is there a law against this? Now, just because it's lawful doesn't make it expedient. That's also in the scriptures. So now you want to check, is this in the spirit? You get the point? So now that's where it would come on a case-by-case basis, your question. Is birth control and vasectomies, what's the stance? It's not unlawful. It's not a sin. You could do it for various reasons, for many different reasons. One is, most obvious, you're trying to not get pregnant, right? For a sister, she might take the birth control. Brother get the vasectomy. I don't know why brother would get a vasectomy in the first place. You should never shut that factory down, ever. Them doors stay open. That's a 24/7 factory running. Them things should stay open. As long as Planned Parenthood stays open, you should stay open for business. We competing. That's KFC and McDonald's. We competing for business. I got the $9.99 special going on right now. $9.99 for 20. That's all dropping them. 20. You should never close them doors. You always have employees. In fact, the lights always on. Is the best factory in the world. You should never do it. And of course, if you have some medical issue and you have to get it done, just get some counsel before you do it. You get the point? I would never advise a brother to do. You never know. It's like, you have it's different states in America. You could have a firearm, right? Why you want to give away your gun and your bullets? You might need it one day, right? All right then. You might need some shots to run out of that damn barrel one day, brother. It might save your life. It might do something for you. So I would advise a brother to never do it. You get the point? You don't have to use it, but to cut it all the way off, that's a little bit extreme. That's a little extreme. The scripture do say if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off. Not in that case. Let that shit keep offending you if that's the case. You know what I mean? Get counsel. No, for a sister, because that's more permanent, right? It's of course they say you could reverse it, but I don't know what Esau doing. But for a sister with the birth control, it's lawful. She can do it. She want to get counsel before she do it. You want to find out why. What's your reason? Again, testing the spirit of it, right? If you're getting birth control because it's hot girl summer, you're a slut and you should die. You get the point? You understand what I'm saying? You got to check the spirit of what's going on. Different women have different issues. They might have some hormonal thing going, and to help treat the condition, they have her on this birth control, because one of the effects of the birth control is this situation. You get the point? She might already have 5 kids, and the factory just keep going, and she need a break. You get the point? She might want to go on birth control just to make sure. She want to keep fulfilling the wifely duty, but she ain't trying to, be under 9 months, probation no more, because she done had 5. You get the point? She might want to do it. It's lawful for her to do it. She should consult with her husband about it, just to make sure there's no offense. He might be trying for 6. She might not want it. They should come to an agreement. There should be some sort of understanding there from either side. You get the point? So there's different reasons for doing it. It's not unlawful. You just want to check the spirit behind it. You get the point? So that's it. But for a brother, I would tell you, brother, it's we under attack. We need every bullet we can get. We need if you have a musket, keep that gunpowder dry, brother. We might need that. That might be the last shot to save the universe. You know what I mean? I wouldn't advise our brothers to do it, but of course, just get counsel on like you should do with everything. All right. That was it? No sweat. Anything else? Double check. I think somebody texted me. I can't remember. Looking for the text right now. Let me see exactly what the question was. Okay. All right. If you see it come up, just let me know, all right? Okay, give me Matthew 23 and also Jeremiah 23, I believe, as well. One. Hold on. Let me know when you're Matthew 23.
Matthew 23.
Go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 23, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then spake Jesus to the multitude and to the disciples, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do, but do not ye after their works. For they say, and do not.
All right. So now this is Christ talking here, right? Because it's in red.
Sir.
And what is he saying? What is he saying to his disciples? Come on.
He's saying, look at them. They're telling you to do something, but they're not doing the things that they say.
Okay, who's them?
The scribes and the Pharisees.
And who are they?
They're the ones that are the judges, and because they sit in Moses' seat.
So they are
leaders,
religious leaders. It's specific, right? Religious leaders of the day. So he's telling them about the religious leaders of the day. Who would your religious leaders be today?
TD Jakes, Creflo
Dollar, Louis Farrakhan, the Pope. I'll take that. The Pope, the Imam, all your religious leaders. Go ahead. Oprah is a whole different thing by herself. I'm convinced that right now she probably unzip her skin like a coat. It's the type of nonsense I be hearing about that broad. But you get, so this is for the religious leaders, all right? Go ahead, give me verse 3.
Verse 3. All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do, but do not ye after their works. For they say and do not.
What about if you're holding mic a little further away from you? Like you put it on the table, pointing to you like how this one is.
I can turn this down a little bit.
And that way you could lift your voice up a little bit. All right. Hopefully you don't, mess up the whole goddamn thing. Go ahead,
Khan.
No sweat. That'll work. Go ahead,
Khan.
Just so you can read a little louder. Read verse 3 again.
Verse 3. Khan, verse 3. And he sat upon
23, not 24.
Khan. And therefore, whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do, but do not ye after their works. For they say and do not.
Right, what is he saying to them? Who have him? What is he saying about what is he saying to the disciples about the the Pharisees? So you might be able to put it on the table and all. It's right next to you, join the two tables together or something like how this one is. And just raise up the voice a little bit. Go ahead, so just pass the mic in the front of it. Brother could just pass it to him.
Yes, like I said. Just as we brought out, they are the religious leaders of the day.
Right.
They would be quoting things from inside the Bible.
Right.
Right. And because they quote things inside of the Bible now, you listen to what they're saying. But now the practice that they would be practicing is not according to what is recorded in the Bible.
Or what they're saying. So they're saying one thing, but doing something else. He's warning the disciples. Whatever they bid you to do, you should do that. But don't do what they do. You get the point? Go ahead. Go ahead and read it.
The book of Matthew, chapter 23 and verse 4. For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be born. And they lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves would not move them with one of their fingers.
Right, and that's what you have with these religions, right? These religions, they move forward to set forth their own righteousness. So what they lay on you as you come into them, they're not doing it themselves, number one. And number two, everybody has a certain burden you're going to have to carry. Whether you go to a slavery, whether you have children, whatever it is, there's certain things you have to do. That's just standard. It comes with the territory. Then there's stuff that that ain't nothing related to anything, and you being burdened with it. In these churches, that's how they operate. These churches come up with all these philosophies and man-made ideas, and they burden you with this thing, and that has nothing to do with what the Lord said, right? Somebody had their hand up? Go ahead.
And that's the thing he was talking about earlier about is it lawful or not? Because what they do is they put things that are not lawful. I remember there was a sister who kept inviting me to some debate with her teacher.
Oh, yeah?
Right, some fake Israelite who was saying that a man cannot have more than one wife, right? And she keeps bothering me, texting me, jump on the line, join the line.
Man, let me go, man.
Well, I jumped on, and as soon as I got on, as soon as I introduced myself, the brother says, just to be clear, I'm not saying it's unlawful. I'm saying that it's not good for right now.
It's on the back pedal.
Right. And then afterwards, I texted sister. I said, are you happy now? She said, well, he never said it was unlawful before.
Well, I mean, that ain't my problem. Yeah, I mean, you want to go in there. Everybody know who the UPK is. If you say you don't know, you're pretending, I know you're lying. And you sit here today and still choose the other side. Stay over there and be the strongest cheerleader you could and cheer for them and do everything right. So I can use you to teach people how not to be. You get the point? At this point, I ain't have too much sympathy for you for whatever go on in there. Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
That's a strong point, sir, because I don't know the sister. She just reached out to me through Messenger and kept reaching out to me.
She reached out to you because you the authority are. That's like going and banging on the judge door. She finds Samson and bang on the door. Hey, the Philistines. That's what they usually do. They'll stand with their fake Israelite group as long as they're comfortable. As long as, you know, whatever they're teaching makes them comfortable to stand there. But the minute they're unhappy about something, they call the UPK. Doesn't matter which school, wherever, they'll always call the UPK. Shaphat, just hit this one time here for me and cut it off to water. Right? They'll call the UPK because they know this is the home of the truth. They know what we say is gold, is solid. And that's when they're ready to leave or to use the UPK. They try to weaponize us, thinking that we'll come in there gun ho. And, you know, I guess because we hear it's a fake Israelite group and no. You know what I mean? It's not like that at all. This is the time you have to pick a side. The Lord doesn't draw a line in the sand. You have to pick a side at this point. Right? Keep going.
The book of Matthew chapter 23 and verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
But all their works they do for to be seen of men.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
They make broad their
phylacteries
mm-hmm. and enlarging the borders of their garments.
Right. Yes. Just think the Israelite garment. They broaden their phylacteries. The phylactery, that top piece of the garment, they make it wide as could be. Wide as could be. And we say that this is the last one. And enlarge the borders, the outside when you go all the way down. It's just huge. Because just like a Christian, a woman wearing the big 10-gallon hat, the brothers wearing the old ugly Steve Harvey suits with the shoulders all the way out. And the jacket coming down to the damn knees, because they is the most Christian and Holy Ghost and sanctified because of what they wear. They broaden their phylacteries and enlarge their borders, and they want to appear as if they're doing the work of the Lord, but they're not. What's that? Or they're wearing a costume. No, there's people who dress like that, though. You probably need to find a preacher or get a Steve Harvey suit or get any Sunday morning church with them women with the hats on. You need the hats is what you really need. The hats so you can't even see their stuff. I'll give you another one. Somebody posted it a while ago. Is this sodomite who went to church? He have on a suit, but he have a purse and he has the big broad hat. And he talking about the service. Like he just want all the glory. He want the glory from both sides. Right? You could probably look for those pictures. Somebody had their hand up? Go ahead.
Priest, the Pope, the Vatican, all of them, when they brought in their garments.
You definitely pull those up, Bakwash. The Pope, the Vatican people, they call them cardinals. They got the cardinals and the all red, and the long red ones, and then he had the archbishops and whoever else. You get the point? All of their all of those holy men, they're gonna always come to you in a certain way to make you carnally look at them and think, wow, he must be great. Must be great. And not what is being said, not what is being taught, not how you're living, which is what the Lord wants. The Lord wants you now to get taught and change your life that would obey him, right? Not join some old-fashioned show of sin where you just in there doing everything you want, whatever you want, without any bridle. And as long as you look good doing it, praise Jesus. God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. Go ahead.
Like straight up wolf and sheep's clothing. I mean, sheep and you know what I mean. Wolf
yeah, that you said it right the first time. Wolf in sheep's clothing. You get the point? Let's keep reading.
Verse 6. And love the uppermost rooms and feasts, and the chief seats in their synagogues.
All right, what does that mean? What does that mean? Warren?
Concert. They love to be seen, sitting in the highest seats. Christ even had Christ even said, when you're invited somewhere, don't go sit in the highest seat. I mean, unless you be shamed and he asked to step down. But these priests, these Catholic priests, these Christian leaders, these fake Israelites, they love the highest seat. And I really feel that's really what was motivating a lot of these sisters who was hating on that sister China Monet, because they never been on a seat like that where they were being, recognized for doing something or saying something right. So that's why they.
Okay, I'll tell you what motivating them are. They hoes are. That's just it. That and what I'm saying is biblical. You stick around, I'll show you it in the Bible. They got them hoes are.
Right.
That's all this is. They hoes. This ain't spiritual. It's very, very carnal. It's a very, very carnal thing to pick somebody out and just gang upon them for no reason.
Right.
They hoes are. Whores with the R. Right? That's all that is. Let's keep going.
And greetings in the markets, and to be called men, Rabbi.
That's it. So now they're seeking that high seat. Why are they seeking the high seat? You're right, they want to be seen, but there's something else.
It comes with authority.
All right, walk me to it. It comes with authority. So
now even in the verse it says for men to be teacher, calling rabbi. It comes with honor. It comes with a lot of perks, right? It comes with riches,
seeking the wealth,
the power, and they have access to all the little boys they could get.
That they okay, that's for sure, right? But okay, they definitely seeking the power and the wealth, and having in that high seat now they're able to have servants. The spirit behind those religious leaders, they want to be served and they do not want to serve, which is why you can't call your preacher for anything. Right. You can't go to your imam for nothing. You can't go to your archbishop for nothing. They tell everybody the same thing. What do they say? You go to them with a problem. What do they say? Have faith. Pray on it, right? Does that sound strange to anybody? They want to be served. They don't want to serve, so they seek in the highest seat because they carnal. They're carnal in their mind. They'll never understand the spirit of something. They only understand the carnality of something. They have power. They're sitting in a seat of power. They have access to all the riches. So everybody must serve me. You get the point? Not, I want to sit in that seat so I can be up night and day making sure your life is better. They don't want, that's not what they're about. And if that's what the job is mandated to be, they'll never seek that seat. They'll never ever seek that seat. Go ahead, Awarium.
Who's that devil who locked the church when they was trying to
during the COVID?
Yeah, Khan.
Osteen,
Khan.
Joel Osteen.
Yeah, when it was time for him to serve, he locked the church.
Yeah, he said you ain't coming in this house and muddying up my house and leaving it stinking, and you know what I mean. Like they got mega churches that look up the seat capacity of one of them churches, please. Somebody just look it up on their phone or the computer. There's the seat capacity of Joel Osteen mega church, or another one. TD Jakes. Nah, he can't touch Joel Osteen though. I think Joel Osteen down here, his church is like a stadium, brother. That shit ain't no real building. Go ahead. 16,800. That's Joel Osteen. And that should be packed every Sunday. And they be having multiple services. They be having the early one after lunch, and the one in the evening, brother. And up front, them pews up front, you got to pay to sit there. You got to pay about $1,500 or something to sit up front. You can't. It's not like you come first and you go sit. You got to reserve that like you go into court side of the basketball game. Yeah, you see, TD Jakes, he can't. He holding, but he ain't shaking that ass enough. That Joel Osteen, he flipping and he would say flipping and dropping it out. He twerking that thing, brother. He getting it in with that shit. And I mean, Joel Osteen his shit is ridiculous, brother. There's another one. I can't remember his name. He have a really evil looking face, an older man. That's the grand poobah right there. That nigga there, he ain't getting him. Sis, what's his name? So like, I mean it like that. Sis. Go ahead. That's probably him. He have a weird looking face, a real evil. That nigga, he look like he go take his mask off and say something evil in the house. That dude, you ain't touching him. I think he's the big kahuna in all of them. Come on. Who are the mic? So the brothers could hear.
The number one is Life Church in Oklahoma, 85,000.
Who runs that?
Craig Groeschel.
See, just like drugs are. The biggest one, you don't even know who the hell he is. I ain't never hear about that devil. Is a devil?
Khan.
85 grand?
85,000. Khan.
Somebody come teach this class. I go outside the church. Damn, $1 one Sunday for the month. I'm good. 85,000. Yeah, that's why they want the high seat, brother. You got any more on it? Any more stats?
Second one is 60,000 in Birmingham, Alabama. And then next one is Joel Osteen. This is an updated number.
Who's the one in Alabama?
Chris Hodges.
That Bible Belt something extra, boy. That's Trump line right there. Go ahead.
And the next one is an updated number, but it's Joel Osteen, which is 45,000.
So it's not 16,000, 45,000 mega church.
So like that may be for all the services.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I don't care. I don't care. None of all the services. One, it don't matter because they ain't doing nothing for people, much less the Lord's people. You get the point? That's them, right? That's why they want that high seat. They want to be called rabbi or master, right? That's what they want to be called. They want to be on TV. They want to be seen as something great. You get the point? Keep reading, whoever was reading. If there's any questions too, before I stop me, all right? There's some questions. All right, let's pause right there. Let's get some of them questions.
There's a question from a seeker of truth. He says, Shalom, sir. Been watching I.S.U.P.K for a long time and doing my own studies. I have a couple of questions that you can help me out with. One, did the Big Bang Theory really happen? Mm-hmm. And two, how did dinosaurs become extinct?
Okay. Read it one more time.
Khan. Shalom, sir. Been watching I.S.U.P.K for a long time and doing my own studies. I have a couple of questions that you can help me out with. Mm-hmm. One, did the Big Bang Theory really happen? And two, how did dinosaurs become extinct?
All right. First off, don't do your own studies. Study, write your questions down, and come to school. Let somebody who's trained answer your questions. Right? The Bible is not of private interpretation. Go ahead. No, we're going straight through. All right? The Bible is not of private interpretation. All right? You read it, you write your questions down, you get them answered just like you did right here. Right? Don't fool yourself and don't play yourself. Now is not the time for that shit. Now is the time to pick a side and get on the team and get in training. So, Big Bang Theory. What's the Big Bang Theory state? Somebody look it up. All right? Somebody look up Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory is an American. It's like I got the television. Yeah,
say again?
That's a sitcom.
What it was?
It's a sitcom called The Big Bang Theory.
Oh, it's a show called Big Bang. I told you about these damn phones, you know. They ain't so smart. Now imagine a child who never seen the sitcom and has to write a report on that 10 years old. They don't know no different. And say write a report on the Big Bang Theory. Say, well, it's a sitcom, some. They won't know. You get the point?
What is the Big Bang Theory? Mm-hmm. Simply put, it is our modern understanding of the history and evolution of the universe.
You could get a picture of Big Bang Theory, like with the words, and put it up too for if people watching, they'll know what we're talking about. Read it one more time, Warrior.
Come on. What is the Big Bang? What is the Big Bang? Mm-hmm. Simply put, it's our modern understanding of the history and evolution of the universe.
Okay, it's the modern understanding. Modern meaning it's newer. That's not the old understanding. It's the modern understanding of what?
of the history and evolution of the universe.
Of the history and the evolution of the universe. All right, go ahead.
It is not, however, a theory of the creation of our cosmos, because we do not understand that even yet.
Okay, so even the scientists, they don't understand what the hell they're talking about. Right? They write a lot of shit pretty to make you think they know, but they don't know what they're talking about. Did they say exactly what it is? Like what is the Big Bang theory? Like what is the theory? Like what you read is what the theory is about. The theory is about how things started. I want to know what is the actual theory.
That said, the Big Bang tells us that the entire observable universe, including every atom, every star, and every galaxy in a span of over 90 billion light years across, was once compressed into a volume no bigger than a peach.
And then? So they're saying everything once was the size of a seed or a peach or a fruit or small. I believe that they say small as an atom. They call it the God particle or some shit like that. Which one are you all having? I think Shapat has some more. Go ahead.
The Big Bang is a physical theory that describes how the universe expanded from an initial state of high density and temperature. It was first proposed in 1927 by Roman Catholic priests and physicist George Lemaitre. Various cosmological models of the Big Bang explain the evolution of the observable universe from the earliest known periods through its subsequent large-scale form. These models offer a comprehensive explanation for a broad range of observed phenomena, including the abundance of light elements, the cosmic microwave background, radiation, and large-scale structure. The overall
really saying it, once again, a ton of pretty language. Is there anywhere where they're saying they believe everything started from an explosion? Come on.
The overall uniformity of the universe, known as the flatness problem, is explained through cosmic inflation, a sudden and very rapid expansion of space during the earliest moments. However, physicists currently lack a widely accepted theory of quantum gravity that can successfully...
All kind of bullshit. So let's get back to it. All that's bullshit to say. They think it started with a big explosion from something that was once small, and cosmic physics and geography and pressures and blah, 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 and flat planes and all kind of nonsense. They think everything started from some explosion, right? An explosion is what they say the rapid release of gases under pressure, and some scientific, something went boom. That's why they call it Big Bang, right? They think something went boom, Big Bang, and everything, evolved from there, because from the explosion, all this energy came out, and over time, they have another thing they call conservation of energy, where they say energy is what? Not created or destroyed, but transferred from one thing to the next. So now the energy that came out of the bomb didn't hear me saying bomb. Whatever it is, the explosion just kept going. And over time, that energy started shaping and forming what we have today. That's what the scientists think in a nutshell, all right, without all the pretty language. So the brother is asking, is a brother or sister? Brother, eh? I think this is the question that was texted to me, right? Is asking, I think it's a brother, is asking, is the Big Bang Theory true? All right? Now, what's the other thing they say about the Big Bang Theory as it relates to the Bible? Who knows? What's up?
No, it was
somebody else?
Yeah. No, it was two questions. That question was first, and then
the other question, right?
And then there was another question from also Yarash. He just said he's taking the counsel for skipping this question, but it was another question.
See, y'all had to work that out. Just don't call me. Just don't call me. I get enough text. Don't call me. I'll get it text. Shaq, we need you in this council right now. Council. I don't know nothing about what they're talking about. Go ahead. What do they say about the Big Bang Theory as it relates to the Bible? Sister Mike Salaki. You'll keep paying them tithes, man. We're gonna get some more equipment up in here. Don't worry.
The universe, according to Genesis, the universe was created from a ball of energy and light that appears suddenly from nothingness.
No, what do they say about that the Big Bang Theory as it relates to the Bible? What does scientists say? I worry, I'm getting mic out. Get mic to the brother if you don't mind, please.
That scientists say that there is no God because everything existed by a Big Bang.
Exactly. That's what I want. The Big Bang Theory is directly opposes not what the Bible says, but what Christians teach. Right? Christians teach God created the earth in 7 days. In 1 week, scientists say that's impossible, and they went to disprove it. And in disproving it, they realize, and some of them realize it now, but most of them, they haven't realized that they just proved that the Lord is the greatest scientist there is. Right? The Big Bang Theory is the creation in Genesis. It is the same thing. Because of Christianity, a lot of the Bible is misunderstood. It's, it appears to be like a fairy tale. It appears to be that it doesn't make sense to people because Christians are stupid. I'm probably going to flag the channel now. I'll say it again, Christians are absolutely stupid. They don't think. They don't read. They don't want to be taught anything. They just want to do what makes them feel good at the time when to serve the Lord like a father. Everybody had a father, or if you didn't have him in the house, you had some experience with him, right? Did you grow up loving your father? Keep your hands down if you loved your father. Yeah, I'm being honest. Until about 13, I was sitting down there thinking, which poison is untraceable? I'm going to be honest. Nobody likes their father. Why? You could say you like him now, you love him now, because you could appreciate him as an adult. But as you growing up, why don't you love your father? Mike.
Not my personal case, but most people because he
or father
disciplines.
figure.
He disciplines them.
Because there's no cuddling with this nigga. There's none of that shit. You skin your knee, dust that off, man. Dust it off. Stop that crying, man. It's just a cut. Ain't no child want to hear that shit. Come on.
Like a mother loves different. You go to jail, come home, she gonna make you a big pot or something. She glad to see you. The father be like, leave him in there.
I was just about to say something. I ain't gonna say it. So like a warrior was gonna say something.
And you have to, all of a sudden the TV has to be down now.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden now, why are all these lights on? And all the fun stops now.
All the fun stops now. And listen, it's kind of go full circle back to what we was talking about. He's your father, and the reason he's doing that is he's bringing what? What's he coming there doing? No. Let me hear from Thahama. Thahama, this is about the first time Thahama raised her hand for the year. Come on, sis. You want it? A few more sisters. I am now one on the sister up front. Go ahead. He's exerting his dominance, but not on what I'm on topic. We already went through it in class. Bakwash? That's what the sister said. That's that's true, but that's not the answer I want. You're onto it. He's working wrath with his law. The TV had to come off. Why is these lights on? If everybody had his spirit, he wouldn't come home and trip. But he know while he gone, ain't nobody doing shit. TV on, TV in the rooms on, shit blowing, the AC on cold, and it's just 75 outside. And worse again, if it's winter, the minute it hits 60, everybody want the AC on the heat on 81. He knows nobody has his spirit, so it's automatic. He come through the door, everything wrong. But if everybody had his spirit, it wouldn't be like that. So now he has to work wrath in your young years to get you to be a certain way, to get you to be more responsible, more thoughtful. You get it, to make you a productive adult. You get it? You understand? And that's what happens with him as he comes through the door, as he figures it out. But while he doing that, you don't love, you don't got no love for him. You understand? You don't got no full appreciation for what he's doing, but he's absolutely necessary. You get the point? He's absolutely necessary. So now let's get back to Big Bang Theory. So now these scientists, they're really trying to go against the Lord. They try to prove that there's no creation, that there's nobody behind everything. When for an explosion to happen, somebody has to start it. There's no explosion that happens just right away. Somebody has to absolutely start it. Big Bang Theory is Genesis explained scientifically. All right, so let's just get Genesis real quick. Let me run it right back. All right, describe, somebody pull up the definition of an explosion. Give me that first. Come on, let's go. All right, no sir. Okay, traditionally brothers read. You had a question? No, sir.
She had, I think, the definition of explosion.
Let's give it to the brother. Oh, you could go ahead then.
A violent and destructive shattering or blowing apart of something as it is caused by a bomb.
Okay, I'll take that. Go ahead.
A violent expansion in which energy is transmitted outward as a shock wave.
That's Tawab too. Both of them is Tawab. Now give me Genesis 1 and start me in Genesis.
The book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form.
Right. So in the beginning, the Lord created the heaven and the earth, right? And the earth was without form. There was no form to it. What does that mean when they say there was no form to it?
It wasn't solid.
The earth is not. I wouldn't take that answer. I know what you're trying to say. Say it different.
There's nothing to look at.
Okay, I'll take that. Anybody else? Yeah, not solid or there's also somebody got it. Go ahead.
No shape.
No shape or no structure you could look at and see, that's this and that's that. You get the point? That's how we able to see stuff, because you could see an outline or something. You could tell something is a car in pitch black. In the darkness and night, even with the lights off, you just see the silhouette. That's a car. You get the point? There was no structure. There's no shape to it. It was just there. The best way to understand it is a construction site before things go up. On construction site, you're going to see material everywhere. You're going to see beams here, cement there, bricks there, and it's without form, but it's there. You get the point? Just think similar like that, where there's things there, but it's without form, right? Go ahead.
Without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep.
And darkness was upon the face of the deep. It was just dark, and there was just things there. Go ahead.
And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters.
And that's the waters there is talking about what? Come on.
Like the space.
Space. What they term outer space is described in the Bible as the waters because of the similar properties of it. Right? You're not going to get wet like you go into the sea, but the further down you go, just like the further out you go, you had to have them suits with the helmet thing, and you had to get provided oxygen because you can't breathe that far out. You can't breathe that far down. It's called the waters in the Bible because of the similar properties. All right, go ahead.
And God said, let there be light.
And God said what?
Let there be light.
And God said what?
Let there be light.
That's a Big Bang Theory. That's it right there. You ain't got to go no further than that. That's your Big Bang Theory. Let there be light. Boom. Light. You flick a light on in your house. It's a tiny explosion. It's something going on and it's lighting, heating up something. Lights come on in a stadium. Boom. Even when you're watching movies, you see them lights coming on in stadium, they put effects on it because it's to give you that boom effect. They're flicking like in boom, 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 and the lights coming on. It's to give you that effect. That's your Big Bang Theory. You get the point? In the beginning, the Lord said, let there be light, and there was light. Boom, light. And then he went on to start creating stuff. Day, evening, and morning, day. Give me what I want in the New Testament for the days. Don't worry him. Peter, what I want? 1 Peter 3. Give me 2 Peter 3 and 8. Quickly. Who have it? So what you have? You got to say something to the brother.
Book of 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day.
Right? The Bible says, don't be ignorant of this one thing. A day to the Lord is as 1,000 years to man. And 1,000 years to man is like a day to the Lord. Meaning what? It's a very 1,000 years. It says as, not a literal 1,000 years, but it's as 1,000 years, which means it's a very, very long time. So in the Bible in Genesis talks about in the first day, it's the first a period of time that was very, very long when these things got created. And the second day was another period of time. It wasn't 7 calendar days like what we have today. It was 7 consecutive periods of time of certain things being created. You get the point? That's what it is. And that goes right in hand with Big Bang Theory. Something starting small and just boom. And how much ever years they say billions, thousands, whatever, long ass time. Not like how we count time. It was a long time. And then you have society. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm about to say, so when just like the scripture say, when them scientists try to go disprove it, saying it's impossible for 7 days, like the scripture says, like you got to know this, that it's 1,000 years as if one day, you know what I'm saying? But they had no idea because they don't know the Bible.
Exactly. It's, the Bible says, give me, oh boy, what's this? 1 Corinthians 10. Like the more you try to disprove the Lord or challenge the Lord, is the more you're going to be embarrassed. That's just how the Lord rolls with it. You're gonna embarrass yourself. Once again, He's our Father, just like a father. You have a father and a child trying to rise up. Your father already know what the hell is going to happen, but He's gonna let you make a fool of yourself. You get the point? Give me 1 Corinthians 10. I think it's 10. Hold on. First Corinthians 3 and 19. and then somebody else hold 1 Corinthians chapter 1, and I'll tell you what verse. But give me 1 Corinthians 3 and 19.
Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God.
Say it again.
For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God.
For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Lord. So as they try to disprove stuff with science and thinking science trumps the Bible and science trumps God, you just proven that the Lord already knew science and you just discovering it. You just figuring this thing out. The article the brother read earlier said they don't even understand some of the galaxy. They only understand a certain local portion that they think they understand. Most of you all in here grew up learning about, I forget how many planets, but the last planet was called what when you was in school? Say again? Pluto. You know Pluto is not a planet today? They just discovered, well, not just, but a few years ago, discovered that Pluto is just a big ball of ice. It's not even a planet. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. Why even listen to them? They don't know what they're talking about. There's a lot of hypotheses and theories and a lot of people with flowery words that make you feel, damn, he must know what he's talking about. Nigga don't know shit. He don't know nothing. They walked around for years saying we are black people have a brutish, rough culture and they make fun of how we dap each other and all that stuff, right? They see how we, and look how they are. And they saw a video the other day with that Hamite comedian talking about how his father used to mock the girls in America, saying how they're so rough and they walk rough. I say, hey, what up, man? And he doing them talking in his African accent. And that's how the world looks at us. The world looks at us like we're so rough and we don't know what we're doing. And COVID came around. And what was the new handshake? The new handshake was that. And then the elbow and this. And when we've been doing that forever, black people are serious about what? Personal space. They needed to get sick to understand, we call it social distancing. They have a name for stuff that we do as a culture. That's how backward these people are. You get the point? It is what it is. Read it. Come on, Warrior. Sis, you need anything for the baby? You sure? Water, hot water. You good to go? Let me know, all right?
Matthew chapter 11, verse 25. Is Yahushua speaking. I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and has revealed them unto babes.
That's right. That's right. And that's why you should be thankful for the UPK. That's an excellent scripture. Give that a hand. Because what you learning for years, they didn't understand it. And you learning it in a room somewhere in some part of the earth today, because the Lord preserved it through the Israelite school at UPK under command and John Yahanna. You get the point? Read the other one, 390. Come on.
Okay, last thing, sir. And the funny thing is, you notice how when we try to pull up the Big Bang, we was going through all these different explanations and big words. They're even shying away from speaking by it boldly. That's why we find all these nice words, and nobody want to say the explosion.
Because again, as time go on, you realize that the Bible is already ahead of what they're saying, and they have to, find a way to make it seem more plausible. But it's an explosion, like you're saying. All right, let me get the rest of the scripture. You have something now? Go ahead. Put that light outside by the door. Go ahead.
Shalak, sir. Now, even as you was telling me to stop, it was going into how they didn't have a real diagram for it, for the whole thing.
How did they have a diagram for it?
I mean, like all them words. You know what I mean? No diagram.
The Bible says everything was revealed to Jacob, not them. Of course, they ain't gonna have a diagram for it, right? Finish reading 3 and 19. Whoever was reading, read again from me top.
Come, sir. Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God.
Mm-hmm.
For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
Mm-hmm. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness. And that's what it is. They set out to disprove read the Bible and Genesis in 7 days, and nobody could do it. And really, it's even more ridiculous to think that the Lord can't do it in 7 days, because he's the Lord. He could do what the hell he wants to. You get the point? He could do exactly what he wants to, whenever the hell he wants to. You all see them tornadoes in Oklahoma? All right. How long did that take? Few minutes? How long it take to build that city? So what we talking about? What are we talking about? I think they say what they were saying, they say that with the current climate, they're expecting some like a mega tornado. It's supposed to be 14 miles wide and all kind of shit out. They say that's what they're expecting to be coming through. Who the hell knows? You get the point? Like, the Lord could do some things that would, it would baffle you, it would shock you, it would leave you in awe. And he has to do that because these people are proud in their wisdom. In their own wisdom, they're absolutely proud. What's the other one I wanted? 1 Corinthians 18. Give me also all right, next you go to 1 Corinthians 1. So like 1 and no, I think I might have messed it up. So laughing. Hold 1 Timothy 6 and 20. All right, we'll go there last. Give me 1 Corinthians. Give me hold on. What's the other one? It's 1 Corinthians. Give me where's this foolishness of preaching? 1 Corinthians 1. Yeah, 1 and 18. Okay, hold on. All right, start at yeah, let's start at 18. We run it down and then we close. We finish off this topic here with Timothy. 1 Timothy 6 and 20, not Corinthians. 1 Timothy 6 and 20. Pass the mic. Let somebody else read in the meantime.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 1
That's
and
1 Timothy right there. Go ahead.
1 and verse 18.
Go ahead.
For the preaching of the cross is to them that preach foolishness.
Go ahead.
But unto us who are saved, it is the power of God.
Read it one more time.
Read
a little more fluid.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 1 and verse 18. For the preaching of the cross is to them that preach foolishness.
Mm-hmm.
But unto us which are saved, it is the power of God.
So that perish, not preach. Read it one more time.
Book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 1 and verse 18.
Listen, I'm advising you all, get some Bibles, man. Yo, with these damn phones. These phones cannot help you. I'm trying to tell you. What fell out of the sky that time, a warrior? A satellite? A fallen satellite that was, a mysterious. Nobody had no video of the damn satellite falling. But the white man has surveillance, could catch a fly farting. But nobody got surveillance of this satellite falling and all the phones died. You all forget about that? A few weeks ago, none of the phones was working. Everybody was crying. Y'all get some leather-bound Bible, man. Get some books. Read it one more time, man.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 1 and verse 18. For the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness. But unto us which are saved, it is the power of God.
Right? So that's a bold statement. The preaching of the cross, which means what? The preaching of our King Yahushua who died. That's what he means, the cross. He's not saying the cross is holy and special or nothing like that. It's in reference to our King and what they did to him. And now that's riding on that. That's the campaign. They done slaughtered our king. He's coming back. So the preaching and of course him dying gives us a second chance because we was done. The Lord was throwing away everybody, just like a father. You understand? You had a father in the house, brother. He cussed everybody out. You started thinking you adopted or some shit. And you didn't come out of this nigga because of how rough he is. You get the point? The Lord was done with us. Christ was our way back. So to them that perish, the preaching of the cross is foolishness. What does that mean? I'm gonna try it. So I was like, yeah, take this out.
Like when we at camp, everybody comes up against us like, man, get a job, or like, man, y'all don't know what y'all talking about.
Okay.
They look at us like fools for doing.
Looking at us like fools. Okay, but what does it say to them that perish?
Because when the time comes, when Christ comes back, they'll be the ones who perish.
And they're perishing right now. You understand? People in the world, brother, live a certain life. They're perishing now. They perished. A couple of weeks ago, we read the story about the brother who cut the little girl head off in Trinidad. People in the world live in a ridiculously horrible life. And you tell them about our king, you tell them they are Israelite. That's foolishness to them. I'll give you a better example. Man, what you're saying is true, but if I'll get killed messing with y'all, and we go home, and they end up on a t-shirt, because what we doing is foolishness to them. You understand? Keep going, whoever's reading.
Can. For it is written.
Come on.
Can. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent.
And that's it. That's what the Lord is saying. He said he'll destroy the wisdom of the wise and bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. The prudent and the wise men and all the science and all the studies and stuff. You would think this oppressor know what he's talking about. And the Lord said, I'll bring all of that shit to nothing. I'll bring all of that shit to nothing. He could send a flock of geese into your biggest F-16 Concorde fighter jet, whatever you have, and ground it with birds. He'll do it and humble you because that's knowledge of the world. You get the point? That's what they esteem in the world. Now, this is not anybody mistaken me saying, no, you don't trust your doctors and your lawyers and stuff like that. The Bible says honor the physician, and everybody have their place and time. But none of that wisdom is higher than the Lord's wisdom. Right? Keep going.
Where there is wise, where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Hath not God made foolishness the wisdom of the world? Right.
So he's saying, where's the wise man? Where's the scribe? Where's the disputer of this world? Where's the person who want to challenge the Lord? Then the Lord already he done humble you all and show you all what the real deal is. Who's coming? Where's your great man? Where's your wise one? And it's the same spirit where sometimes at camp you start saying shit, hoping somebody open the damn mouth so you could battle them. Now you asking for like, which one of you all educated, all Howard graduates or AAU? You start calling out the universities in DC, hoping to provoke somebody who have pride, so you could do what? Have a sensible exchange of ideas? No, I want to crush them. I want to crush them, but I need to pull you out. Go ahead.
I don't have the go ahead to battle, but I know a lot of times.
I know you don't have it. As you I was talking about. It's exactly you I was talking about. I done draw you out. He'd be up there and he's saying something. I'll be back there. I'll be like, okay, yeah, he looking for a battle. He's saying something. And then you look down the block, you see heads turning. Because that's what you're calling them out. Go ahead,
Talking about me, I know like Officer Kazak sometimes he'll see like the Christians over.
You gonna incriminate Kazak now? Suppose I didn't know what the hell he was doing. You just snitching on Kazak.
He got the right to battle, you know what I'm saying? So he'll see the Christians right there and he'll say, what's your topic again? And he'll know my topic is on like Christ didn't do away with the law. You know what I'm saying? Or something about Christ. And he'd be like, you go first. You know what I mean? And I know what he's doing because he looked at him, and I go in hoping that somebody say something.
Yeah, say something. You know say something. Anybody say something. You get the point? And that's what Paul is saying here, because the Lord, he's the scientist. He's the master of it. Keep going.
After that, for after that, in the wisdom of God, the world by wisdom knew not God.
So he's saying, for after all that studying, the world, for after all that in the wisdom of God, the world in its wisdom, they don't know the Lord. And the world today is wiser than damn near any time. If you're looking at worldly wisdom, you got cars that could drive themselves, cars that stop themselves. You know what I mean, stop themselves till you thinking something wrong with the damn car. You got, so-called smartphones. You got little flying objects this size called drones that will follow you. You just lock it onto your head, and you could go anywhere, and that shit will just fly behind you. The world is so wise today, and libraries probably diminished because everybody on Google, and you could pull down this and get these books, and so much studies is available to you today. The world is so wise, and it seems like with the increase in knowledge, you don't know the Lord. Just the knowledge of the Lord, you just don't know. You don't understand it. If you did understand it, there would be no COVID-19. There would be no outbreak, because the wisdom of the Lord said, don't eat these animals. And the wisdom of the Lord said, quarantine. Your dumbass said, let them go. We got masks and gloves, and that shit didn't work. The shit didn't work. You had vaccines, people still died. You get the point? What does that say? You could take the vaccine, but if the Lord ain't with you, you're gone. You could be the safest person locked away in a tower, clean and pristine, eating fresh lamb and grapes and eating everything lawful, and the Lord not with you, you're dead. You get the point? Because the world with all the wisdom don't understand the Lord. Keep going.
It pleased God by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe.
Right? Because it pleased the Lord by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. And that's what we do on the street. The preaching we do, it seems foolish to everybody else. But the ones who believe, they're going to be saved. They're going to walk right out and absolutely be saved. Absolutely be saved. There's brothers and sisters in here. Some brothers and sisters took the vaccine, some didn't. How many of your relatives, not clowning anybody or anything, but how many of your relatives or friends and stuff really suffered from that COVID? A lot. A lot of people did. But you in here, brother, the Lord with you, you in here, you doing the right thing, the Lord with you, you're going to have a cover over everything. You get the point? Keep going.
For the Jew require a sign, and the Greek seek after wisdom.
What is that saying? Who knows? For the Jew require a sign, and the Greek seek after wisdom. You trying to say something, sis? Oh, you're fixing your head, please? You sure? That's a good excuse. You sisters, boy, it's slick. She put her hand up. She stopped midway. Now I was just fixing this front right here. I feel it, sis. Don't worry about it. Go ahead, huh?
Yeah, SHALAM. We're talking about the Jews at that time who was in Jerusalem, and the Greeks is speaking about the Jews that are outside of Jerusalem.
That's what they're talking about. And what they say, the Jews require a sign, and the Greek require what? The Greeks seek after
wisdom.
So what is it saying? Anybody? So Shapat?
Okay, sir. The Jews, they right there, and they they actually worship the Lord, and saying God
supposed to.
So Salaki.
You're supposed to.
But they got the records and everything. They still don't believe it. They need some miracle to happen in the sky, something for them to actually do everything the Lord said.
They need somebody to come perform for them. And that's how we are as a people. As a people, we need somebody to always perform and entertain us. And I'm disappointed with you Israelites. You 12 tribes of Israel, how you all going to turn on Drake so quick, man? That shit baffled my ass. Listen, this is why I don't sugarcoat shit I say. I couldn't give a damn if you love me today or hate me tomorrow. F all of that shit. I'm gonna say what it is. But everybody loved Drake. God's plan, 0 to 100. Everybody's Drake. One song. Yeah, Drake wasn't shit. We don't like him no more. What the hell is that shit? You all love Drake. You all always want somebody to perform, man. You don't let that nigga live, man. Goddamn. It's that quick you turn on him? The 6? Come on, man. Go ahead, Bukwash.
It's like he has some BS behind him. You know it.
Who doesn't? Name me one rapper who doesn't. Come on. They all like to Holy Ghost and sanctify these rappers. It's only entertainment. God damn, what we talking about? I want to hear the diss track for Eminem. Come on, Kendrick, K-Dot. Ain't nobody going for Eminem head. Eminem can't say nigga no more. That way and let me stop. Get somebody gonna tell me keep my bench and my ass out to do that shit. Go ahead. Keep reading. No, so the Jews require a sign, and the Greeks is the Israelites who living in Greece. They seek after wisdom because that's what's popular among Greek culture. Just like we in America today, the white man, just like the Greeks, they're studying all this and Plato and philosophies and this and that. They're studying after science. Every university, they just raid some university in New York and arrest 300 people. Look it up. I forget which university it is. You see them cops climbing through a university window. The shit look like a scene from Waco, Texas. You ever see the footage from Waco? When they climb up on the roof and they climbing in the window? The shit look just like that. And they passing chairs out. They say they arrest 300 people because they got some news about since you need some help, you need a table or something. You might have to see if you could put the chair. No, that one of them brown chairs, if you could, because it's softer and it's a bigger space. But I don't think we had a good table just to prevent anything rolling off. All right, because I just open the door for her. She had the bags and stuff like that there. We're gonna make it work. You just put the chair in there. Anyway, you could put it facing that first wall as you're going, and then she could spread the towel on the chair. You know what I mean? Salaki Kazan. You can grab the other one. You grab another chair in the meantime, all right? You could turn it the other way, Shapat. Or anywhere there. That's the word. You could give her a bag too to disperse the when she's done, all right? And just to let her know, they'll turn on the fan in there too. All right. Wait, was that? Oh, the raid. What college was it at? Columbia University. Yeah. Columbia University. That's a big time school, right? I mean, he's a genius. You ought to talk about Columbia had a band there. Not he went there. Like a band is a band grace I call a band about some engineering shit, brother, and he started to talk to me. I was like, a band, just slow up. Physics and the neutron and the electron and this, and I'm all right, cool, nigga, cool. He's a certified genius, brother, and he fully understands what he's talking about. So they raiding all these college protests right now because of what? Israel and Hamas, right? And the wisdom of this world, they can't stop it. They can't quell the uprising. They don't understand. But if they knew the Lord, they would understand that these things have to happen. Like there's no stopping it. There's no turning it around. What's going on in the Middle East is prophesied, and ain't no petri dish gonna tell you different, right? Keep going. Hold on. Skip to verse 27.
Of 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 27.
Mm-hmm.
But God had chosen the foolish thing of the world to confound the wise.
Mm-hmm. Read it again.
But God had chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise.
Mm-hmm.
And God had chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things that are mighty.
You understand? That's how the Lord operates. The Lord is going to confound all these so-called brilliant scholars and smart men and science and all this type of nonsense that they try to esteem. And again, this is not, the UPK has nothing against science. You have nothing against science and real productivity and real advancement and progression and technology. Hell no, we ain't got nothing against that. We're using technology right now. But when you try to vault this thing like it's more important or greater or smarter than the Lord and the Lord's wisdom, then you have a problem with that. You get the point? That's where the problem comes from. Let me get 1 Timothy 6:20 with that. What's the other brother's question? Huh? What's the other part of the question?
How did dinosaurs go?
No, sure. Who have it? 1 Corinthians 6:20. 1 Timothy, Salaki.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6 and verse 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust.
Right? This is Paul telling Timothy, telling the brothers, keep that which is committed to thy trust. What is he talking about? Anybody? No, I ain't gonna take that. I understand what you're saying, but for the sake of these, fake Israelites, no. But they thump the law, and totally missed the boat.
Like I don't know the exact name, but like your rib or something committed to your trust.
No. Please scratch that from the record. Damn. Shit. A wave of silence came over me, brother. What? No. Go ahead. One word, which is? The truth. You were on you right there. You climb up that mountain. He's asking you to keep what has been committed to you. Read it one more time. Where you at again, 1 Timothy? Go ahead.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6 and verse 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust.
Keep that which is committed to your trust. You will get entrusted with the wisdom of the Lord. And sometimes you could be in truth and you could take it for granted, the knowledge you have. You could start to take it for granted. You could start to get big-headed about it, that you know so much and nobody else know and you better than them. And that's, you get entrusted with something valuable. It's like a nigga come to you and give you this, and this is solid gold. And you pull your aside and say, yo, take this. Hold this until I come back. Hold this. Show other men so they could be waiting until I come on back. And you got to use this to recruit a whole nation. But you get entrusted with it, which means what? You can't take this and go do what you want with it. You can't take this and change the program. You can't take this and do what? What's the most important thing? You can leave the light on, sis. The brother gonna come grab the chair. Right? You can't take this and do what? Most important thing. You can't give this to the other nations. This is for Israel. It's you're entrusted with it. You get the point? You're absolutely entrusted with this thing. Keep this thing. Keep reading.
Avoid profane and vain babblings.
And now, what's one of the steps to keeping this thing? Shepard, you have enough room to pass through? You sure? You need help? All right, if you say so. Don't call for no help for no while. I'm joking. He's more than capable. Go ahead. Read it again, that last part.
Avoid profane and vain babblings.
That's one step to keeping what he was entrusted with. Avoid profane and vain babblings. Which is what? Something that's against the truth. right? Babblings and something that's profane is what? Something that's a lie against the truth, right? Something against what you've been taught. You understand? Something that's against what you've been taught. Keep going.
And oppositions of science falsely so called.
And oppositions of science falsely called. You want to keep from that bullshit out because you've been entrusted with something that the world does not know, that the world doesn't understand and can't even begin to understand. You get the point? Can't even begin to understand. You want to keep away from that. And some of the science today is science falsely called. It's not really science. You understand? It's not really science. It's science falsely called science. That DNA something, that's false science. That's not a real science. You understand? That DNA something is a false science. It's probably good for crimes. It's lucky. Oh. Paternity is good for the paternity? You're sure? Don't give nobody no jacket on the side. Nobody, the brothers is wearing jackets out. That shit can't happen. It's good for the paternity. I guess it will go the same with the crime because it's the actual the pairing it with physical leftovers down there. That's what I call it. You know, it's blood, spit, you know, skin fragments, whatever. That's about as good as DNA goes at. In terms of DNA shit with, you know, the aging and tracing you back to wherever, that's bullshit. That's science falsely called science. You get the point? That's, you know, so you got to stay far from that thing. But you could ask the questions because you need to know how to disprove it. Because why? The Jews seek a sign and the Greeks seek after wisdom. So you're going to need to know how to disprove it because of our people just caught up in nonsense. You know what I mean? The eclipse. A couple of weeks ago, everybody was raving and going mad about the damn eclipse. The shit is nothing. And who cares? You know what I mean? People still got shot after, right? DC still dropping bodies by eight, half a dozen and dozens. And last weekend, was what, 8 people get shot in DC? And since then, I think 4 more. Somebody gets shot this morning in Southeast. They find the body somewhere. And they say somebody wearing all black leaving the scene. The eclipse did nothing to help you. The science falsely called. You want to stay away from that and hold on to the truth. So that would be a Big Bang thing. It's the Bible. The scientists tried to disprove the Bible, and they found out that they actually proved what the Lord was saying. They're just Christians. The scientists are more Christian than they think. Atheists are more Christian than they think. All right? What was the other part of the question? Huh? Some about dinosaurs, right? Okay. Even that, what proof is it that they went extinct? And what's the proof that there were dinosaurs? What's the proof? What do they say? Anybody answer? You don't want to show your colors. Come on, warrior.
Archaeologists always digging up bones and stuff of that nature.
Archaeologists, I'm gonna correct that. Archaeologists always dig up a bone, not bones. That thing in the museum, that shit was not in the ground. That shit was never in the damn ground. They found a bone probably the size of this damn the screw or the size of this tape, right? And they went back and they get, you know, they put it in the think tanks and they sit down there and they say, this looks like a hand bone or knee bone or something. And say for an animal to have a bone that's a shoulder or whatever it is they found, this big, the animal has to be that big. And it's something called extrapolation or interpolation. Forget what it is. Where they begin to hypothesize based on the socket, the top of the bone where it looks like it's a joint, based on other bones they study from regular size animals. And they look at it and they start saying, well, this look like a femur because the gorilla femurs have the same points and the giraffe femur, big animals, and they hypothesize that this must be the femur bone of some gigantic creature. and they begin to just make up a damn dinosaur. Once again, most of us in this room grew up with certain dinosaurs. Go see what they learn in school today. There's a dinosaur look like he in the LGBTQ. Got so much colors, bro. Colors, and it's a reptile that got feathers on it. And I never seen that shit before. I don't even ask no more. I'm like, whatever. Right, go ahead.
Actually, they had a skull of an animal, right? And they made it into this monster dinosaur. The whole time it was just staying hippo.
I mean, it's not, you can't make this shit up. It's the truth. The oppressor, all these things are hypotheses and theories. And the best theory won. The dinosaurs you think is what existed, that shit did not exist. They were very large creatures that walked the earth. Just like today, they're very large creatures that walk the earth. Right? But what you think Jurassic Park and that shit did not exist like that. And if it did, where the rest of the bones? Just tell me where the rest of the bones are. So I could see it, so I could, you could correct me, you could cut the UPK for once in your life. But the dinosaurs, what you think, did not exist. They ain't extinct, they just die like everybody else, or became smaller over time, or some way where you can't see them, namely Leviathan. Namely those big things in the sea that you have not seen yet. You know, I mean, a few hundred years ago, everybody thought that great white was the biggest shark until they went and see that Greenland monstrosity. That Greenland shark is bigger and can't even eat the shit for the poison. I'm thinking it's ugly. Big old green shark. So deep. And waters up there so cool. There's things in the ocean that you never seen.
We're talking about the Ice Age and all that. If that's the case, and the dinosaurs got caught up in the Ice Age and all that, like you should have almost whole dinosaurs, like you saying, with the rest of the bone. Like, I think them 4 scientists seen them though. Them 4 scientists that went down in that little that little submarine.
Officer Uriah says, Salaki, sir, can I get a breakdown of 1 Timothy? Officer Uriah says, Salaki, sir, can I get a breakdown of 1 Timothy chapter 5, 9 through 11? I wanted to know what a widow is in this context. What is the number, and why can't this widow be taken into the number?
Static. You get them damn dinosaurs, man. Go out and see if a dinosaur step on the line outside there. Go check the cameras. Is it a battery thing or is it just too loud?
Just changed the battery today.
Yeah, all right, then we had to switch that mics out. We had to get new mics.
It's like I'm about to say just that every time that anything happens, just that mic, put it up dead. It's fine.
So you just switch the mics? We could do that. So take this one off. On again. And see. Is it still staticky? Testing 1 2 1 2. Hold on. Just to make sure we have a switch. 1 2 1 2. Go ahead. Okay. All right, come on. 1 2 1 2. Sound too loud now?
It does have some.
1 2. What's good now? Testing. 1 2 1 2. All right, we'll rock with that one. What was that? First Timothy, right? Okay, from where? 5 and what? 9 through 11. Okay. Go ahead. I don't know if it'll cause it static though. I go ahead, try it and see. If it do, I know they'll chime in.
Book of 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 9. Let not a widow be taken into the number under 80 years old, having been the wife of one man, well reported of for good works, if she have brought up children, if she have lodged strangers, if she have washed the saints' feet, if she have relieved the afflicted, if she have diligently followed every good work. Verse 11. But the younger widows refuse, for when they have begun to wax wanton against Christ, they will marry, having damnation.
See, you gotta read it, but read it a little bit more fluid. Coming back to me, I'm trying to remember this breakdown here. Hold on. 1 Timothy 5. I think he started at 8, 9. Go ahead. Let's get it a little bit. Read it a little bit more fluid. All right, we'll let the young brother here read. All right, give him a shot to read.
1 Timothy 9 through
11.
Let not a widow be taken into the number under 80 years old, having been the wife of one man. Well reported for good works, if she shall.
Okay, I think I remember now. Sis, you ready to roll? You two up? Two brothers. Sis, where you park? Still walk up with the sister, all right? Two brothers. Somebody grab the baby phone. Grab the carrier. No sweat, sis. Shalom, sis. All right. Whoever, who's reading? Read it again from the top. Salakia.
1 Timothy 5, verses 9 through 11. Let not a widow be taken into the number under 80 years old, having been the wife of one man. Well reported of for good works, if she have brought up children, if she have lodged strangers, if she have washed the saints' feet, if she have relieved the afflicted, if she have diligently followed every good work.
Go ahead.
But the younger widows refuse, for when they have begun to wax wanton against Christ, they will marry.
Okay, I think I remember now. What's the one of the stuff?
11. 9 through 11.
Okay. All right. Read it again from the top. Right. So all these things this is Paul telling some people. Giving them different guidelines on how to structure the school and build the school and you were so giving them advice and structure and this is how you handle this is how you handle that, something like this, XYZ, you do it this way, something this way, you do it the other way. You get the point? So now read it again from the top.
Let not a widow be taken into the number under 80 years old, having been the wife of one man, well reported of 4 good works, and she have brought up children.
Right. So now he's saying, if you're gonna take a sister into the number is more so talking about like into the school, but she ain't just a sister in the school. She function in the school like a brother, not with authority, but in terms of she got duties. Like this is a sister that, oh, you need this so and so. Yeah, go see her. She keep the books on this. Let her know I send you like somebody who's functioning alongside the brothers, not in rank, but in service. You get the point? So he's saying, don't take no woman who is under 80 years old to do this job. 80 is what? 60. Right? This is, this to work in this capacity, you gotta have some experience under it. And you have to be void of folly. So Paul is trying to put it to him. Don't take a widow. Because, of course, if she's a widow, she doesn't have a husband. So she doesn't have a man who she directly serves, which means she has more, I don't want to say free. She's more available. So what? That's you help him out here. I try not to say free. I'm trying to help these sisters. They are free. I'm free to do this. No, you're not. You ain't free to do nothing but cook, clean. Go ahead. I need them to bring back ringtones. I'm trying them when they're gonna be ringing for all the ribs. I cook. Hello, Shalom. Right. So he's saying if this is a sister, she don't have a husband. She's more available. She's a little bit older. Her kids gonna be older. She ain't tired with different things. Remember, Paul also said it. I think it's Hebrews or 1 Corinthians 7, where a married woman she's concerned with the affairs of the marriage, just like a married man. But somebody who is free, who is available, they'll go to fucking free again. They're available. They're concerned with the affairs of the Lord. You get the point? So now she's at that stage now where she could really focus in and help the brothers. So he's saying, don't take her into the number, meaning into the service along with the brothers. Again, this is not in rank, but she's functioning close with them. You know what I mean? She's a sister who could handle some shit. You get the point? Go ahead.
She has washed the feet, She has brought up children. She has brought strangers.
She just her reputation that precedes herself. So much with getting here. Yes, she have rocking to the more she is, her reputation. If she has brought up children, why is that even important? It's important to see that compassion and mercy. pastors up there calming them kids the hell down. Them kids get the first taste of darkness. It's glorious, man. Listen, they talk about that shit for about a week after. But they talk about that like they went to war. And there was somebody there calming them down and, turning the phone lights on and putting them to sit down in a circle and play games and do all that type of shit. You need a certain person. That's somebody going to panic out themselves or not be able to go the extra mile. All right? What we have? Sure, after the second what, I just go out there and say, yeah, go ahead. Because I know from the time he see me, he just signed this. I try to keep the conversation. I open the door, he see big old gorilla come on. Yeah, man, I'm intimidated, man. Listen, something now. The story, brother. I'm in the office. I go through some things with the general. And I hear this delivery person talking to my rib a certain way, brother. I start shouting from the room, no, you're not getting that shit. And I'm looking on the camera. I'm seeing her looking up like this, like it's God talking. I say, fuck this shit. I'm going down there. The whole tone changed, brother. Because that's what, you're going to need a sister who be able to navigate certain things. And housing strangers. It didn't say housing brothers. It said housing strangers because the nation is huge. Yeah, I mean, brothers who travel. I know SWAP came up from Trinidad, the SWAP hand. We had a Badawan here from Jamaica. You had the brothers from UK, Karafi, and them coming through. And, this is your second time up, right? And both times, I think you end up in somebody's house. Did it matter who house you end up in? Nah. And the person who house you end up in, did it matter who you was? Nah, the shalom was the same. And it takes a certain amount of time to develop that level of hospitality, especially for a woman, because why? Go ahead. That too, she's more prone to being comfortable and carnal, and also mainly, she's more vulnerable than a man, and the vulnerability is going to make her antsy. She can't fight somebody coming through the door. Most sisters can't. They'll put up a fight, but you ain't winning that fight. I'm trying to tell you straight up. William. That's going to be the mugshot. After she does get a KO, yeah, and hits here with the GC and the when it comes to I.S.U.P.K shown here on the right. That's gonna be the mugshot. So let me don't say that. But in most cases, it's something. But of course, over time, with serving with the brothers, she's gonna get a certain amount of confidence. She's gonna be able to read people. She read a situation. She know when to go call the man, call her husband, call the officer in charge. Because these strangers here, I hear them saying something. They might need this. They might need that. Hey, so where you coming from? Oh, you coming from up north? They probably might be cold. Let me get them some soup. They're coming from down south. They're hot. I need to get them some cold juice. She starts to really, submerge herself in the whole spirit of being hospitable. You get the point? And over time, she begins to trust the Lord more and more, to where whoever walks through that door, if they have any ill thought towards her, she know they're gonna die. So she don't even have to worry. That thing comes with time. You get the point? So Paul is giving him advice on the type of sister you want to employ in this thing. We get into it. Keep reading. How was the song? Anybody say anything? All right, go ahead. Washing of the feet. Kill that one. All right, let me know if they could still hear with you, brother. You might have to lift your voice up a little more. All right, just shout. Don't worry about it in here. Just go ahead and shout. All right, go ahead.
If she has diligently followed every good work.
If she has diligently followed every good word. Break that down for me. Come on. Are they saying stuff on the thing, or are you just hearing it? They're typing it. Okay, so is it still going on? No. Okay. She diligently followed every good work. What does that mean? Whoever had the answer, just had to speak up. She diligently followed every good work.
Basically, she carefully follows, and the key word is follows. That tells you orders.
See, come on, Warrior boy. Warrior boy, like a good beer, brother. You start giving them that spirit, brother. Like the key word is follow. She is yielding to be led. She ain't what? She ain't trying to cut me now. Trying to cut me now. You think you're smart. There's a problem with you niggas. Give you a little praise. You think you're in charge, Drake. You're right, Doc. She ain't free. She ain't trying to lead. She is being led. She's in this. Really, she's in the spirit of what's going on. She's in the spirit of it, and she's what does it say? So like having diligently followed every good work, following after, looking to make herself useful at all times, diligently, not hypocritical for likes or this or that. She's doing it genuinely for the nation. You get the point? She's doing it. She's doing this thing. Go ahead, keep going. Whoever was reading, let me get somebody else. Go ahead, Shapati, you want to take it? Right, we had verse 11. So he outlined what type of sister you should bring in closer. This is not talking about accepting into the school in general. Anybody could come in. He's talking about this sister, you're gonna damn near like embed her. Like you sort of have people who embedded with soldiers. They're not a soldier, but they embedded there to be able to function with the soldiers. She gonna damn near like she embedded with the priest. She rolled with the priest. There was a sister like that when Christ was born. She was an Asherite sister. Her name was Anna, and it said she served in the temple from the days of her youth after her husband died. No, not from the days of her youth. She had a husband from the time of her youth, and her husband died, and she never remarried, and she just worked in the temple, and she was there when they brought Christ in to be circumcised. Right? That's also a precept to prove not every single one of the 9.5 tribes went to the Americas. You get the point? Just like when we went into slavery, not every single last speck and drop, but in bulk, the bulk of us went. You get the point? Go ahead.
For the 1 Timothy, chapter 5, verse 11. But the younger widows refused.
But the what?
Refused.
But the
younger widows. The younger widows refused.
I told you be up there calling them out, dog. I know you. Go ahead, Go ahead.
For when they have begun to wax on against Christ, they will marry.
All right. But he's saying these younger widows, these younger women who don't have a husband, the husband died, Okay, because you just understand in Israel, once she get of a certain age, she's gonna be courted and married. That's no, it's not like today's society. This is not like that. This is at that time the norm. You in your society is healthy, is growing up with the custom of it. It's similar to how them if you want to see it amongst us, more so like I know Levi do it heavy and them tribes, them Hispanic tribes, them Latino tribes. You'll very rarely find a Hispanic sister who is a little bit older with kids and there's no man. They usually have a man from 15 and have a ton of kids and it's with him all the way through. With the heathens, you see it with them Arabs and them. But once she get 20, she don't pair up with a man and that's that. So now if she's at a young marriageable age still and she's single, something happened to the man. So that's why I say the younger widows. You get the point? Because you're not going to have a younger sister who is unmarried. That's just not our culture. You get the point? That's even with Laban and his daughters. Remember, he's trying to get people to take Leah. But they want the younger sister who is, to them, badder. You get the point? So time passing and nobody taking Leah. You get the point? Is our culture where once you become of right age, 18, 19, 20, you start, trying to pair her up, trying to have a court people. So by the 21, 22, she married and she locked in with that nigga. And that's it. They're sailing off. You get the point? Something could happen to him. He could die in war. He could do something evil against the Lord kill him like Nabal. Anything could happen to him. He die. She's still a young sister. Do not attempt to embed that sister. The younger ones, refuse them. They might be coming, sir, I just want to work. I'm heartbroken, blah, blah, blah. I hear you, sis. I hear you. I understand. Go ahead. No. That's not for them. That healing talk is for them hoes. Them hoes, that is healing. They got to heal because they're wounded. You only get wounded in war by dealing with many. Right? That's not for that. But the younger sisters refuse them. Why? For the younger sisters refuse.
When they have begun to wax on against Christ.
For when they begun to wax wanton. What does that mean? Let's look up wanton. Look up wanton. Give me the definition of wanton. I'm gonna look it up with you.
Cruel. Of a cruel or violent action, deliberate and unprovoked. The second definition, sexually unrestrained or having many casual sexual relationships, typically used of a woman.
There's some O's in there. Some O's. It's going to happen because she's young. And because she's younger, just like younger brothers, jumping bones is priority. Just Netflix and chill. Watch news and chill. Watch the commercial and chill. Anything and chill. It's just a not criteria, but it's something that comes with youth. So because of that, what you don't want to do, wisdom would tell you, this is a younger sister. Let her pair her with somebody right so she could get fire all the way until her age. And this brother could get pleased all the way until her age. You don't want to do two things. You don't want to now burden her with this thing when she's in a different stage in her life. And two, you don't want when you don't want her getting depressed over not having kids yet when she's watching the kids, like what we read about. You don't want her now entertaining strangers as she opens the door. Why won't you come in, sir? And really entertaining strangers because now she hot. You get the point? She's young. You get the point? She's not tempered with the marriage. The marriage is going to temper her because it's a union where it's like you could get it when you want. You understand what I'm saying? And that reduces a whole lot of compulsive urge. You understand? Like if you don't get food all the time, when you get money, are you buying just anything? You're going to buy something just because you don't eat all the time. You don't eat like that all the time. But if you could eat like that all the time, you ain't pressed to go out. Like, you know, let's take me to Red Lobster. Because if you know what I could cook for you, you ain't gonna go to no goddamn Red Lobster. You get the point? It's the psychology, not the psychology, but that's the natural progression of the marriage. The marriage would temper a lot of the spontaneous, I'm gonna jump out there and do it. So with age that would come, but because she's young, you want to get her into a marriage. And it's kindness to her sister. You want down there, Paul is telling him, treat her like a daughter. You have a daughter, she young, she's of marriageable age now. She ain't, you know, trying to play with toys no more. She, you know, she needs attention. Her sister, she needs attention. That's how she's built. She needs attention. She needs affection. She needs that type of thing on a regular basis. In fact, also to give me, do I want that? Not really. She needs it, right? You don't want to now have her in the work. It's going to cause problems. It's going to cause problems. Let her just go marry and be a wife to somebody. You get the point? That's the stage of her life she's in. Let her go do that. Let her make babies that could now come either if it's brothers, they could be in the priesthood with you. If it's young sisters, they could be raised up for some brothers. Let her go do her duty. He's advising to not have the younger sisters in there. They're not mature enough yet to handle that job. They could do another job. They're going to wax wanton. They're going to want to have sex. They're going to get frustrated easier, which is where you get the cruel stuff from. They're going to get frustrated easier. I don't have to tell you, we Israelites, a woman get frustrated really at any age. But I think it's a little bit easier when they're younger because they're not so much experienced. They tend to do a ton of dumb shit. Say a ton of dumb shit. You don't need that embedded with you. You understand? You don't need that thing going on there. It's just wisdom. Just let her go. You know, let her go live her life. It's kindness and wisdom, and it makes sense. You don't want, you know, you have now a whole age group of women that have a ton of degrees and the big house and the car, and they reach a stage now where they're not in the 20s no more, but they don't have a man. And that's an epidemic in the black community. And now they're starting to complain, and they're saying what? They're tired of this shit. I think even right now, they say mental health amongst black women is at the highest it's ever been. Because she's the weaker vessel. Let her go marry, man. What are you putting her through all this dumb shit for? Let her go marry. Now, that's not to say still don't go get qualified. Go get qualified and do all of that. But your fulfillment comes from that role with your husband. And all your needs going to be met. All the needs that really need to be met is going to be met there. And you could function, you know, learn as you go along. And soon you'll be able to really be an asset to the work. All right. So that's what he's saying there, Kudi brother. That's the verse, or we need more? Silaki, go ahead. Go ahead. Nice and loud, all right? So at least this going here.
1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 34. There is difference also between a wife and a virgin. Mm-hmm. The unmarried woman careth for the things of the Lord, mm-hmm. that she may be holy, both in body and in spirit.
Right, the unmarried woman, she cares about the work. The one who is not bound to a man, she cares about, you know, what she could do in the work. You know, she could cook for the brothers if she could do this, do that. Go ahead.
But she that is married careth for the things of the world, how she may please her husband.
Right, and that's just how life is. And it's not a sin, it's not bad. Right. But you have to understand where people is at in the stages in that life. You got to understand, you know, what's really going on with everybody. So now you could make the best decision. You could put the right people in the right position, you know what I mean, and get the most productivity out of it. So he's saying the unmarried people, they care about the things of the Lord. The married sister, she cares about her man, this, that, the other. And that's fine. And that's healthy. She should care about that brother. And if that brother is wise, he would now tie himself to the work so that, as the Bible says, her desire shall be his. Like what he want to do is further the work. So her mind is, how could I help this man further the work? Which is still a help. But you can't embed her though. You can't put her, with the men to work so closely. She could work with her husband. She get a little older, she gets some experience under her belt. She understands the spirit of how things go. She can roll. You get the point? That's what this is saying here.
Like what makes her too. And what she's breaking down is so heavy. As you're speaking, I'm thinking about my experience growing up in church, being in church, and the church literally does the complete opposite of everything we read. Like the church is devoid of wisdom, whereas like you put, like you said, all these younger sisters in these positions, and it's not giving them an excuse to be home.
And there's somebody putting them in these positions.
Exactly.
That's what happens. Somebody is literally putting them in them positions.
Meanwhile, you got all these older sisters that are not being not necessarily put to work, but are idle because the focus is on making doing the opposite of what we just read. Like
That's it.
Is where the Bible comes to life. Because as you described it, I'm comparing the school to the church, and I'm like, damn, I got so many different examples of how we do that in here.
That's it. That's exactly it. And the older women in church so idle because they was once the young hoes. Exactly. And now they're old and they're all sitting down there. You see her? Mm-hmm. Look at her. Mm-hmm. Because they can't compete with that young tail no more. But it shouldn't be like that. It should be they up there. The pastor, I'm seeing using the church example, of course. This brother want this, and the brother want that, and I need to cook this. Sis, you mind mopping the floor, something. And then the young says, hey, congratulations, sis, I heard you got married. When's the baby? Oh, he coming along. And they could pass on, baby experience. So, oh, you getting morning sickness? Well, I used to drink this tea at night, and you should do this and do that and blah, blah, blah. That's how it's supposed to be. But it ain't like that. It ain't like that no more. It's, madam, old hoe, and young hoe. Get the point? That's really what's going on in the church. Is the opposite of this, which why Christianity is so satanic. You know what I mean? Any other? Come on, Warren.
Senior law and junior law.
I said that? Yeah, you're lying on me. Damn. I need to see that tape again. They probably deserved it. They probably deserve that shit out. I can't be held liable for what I say on that podium. You have to understand, it's not me. It's not. I'm talking to Christian. It's not me. It's him that working through me. I don't know. They probably deserve that shit. It's a lock here. Senior hoe and junior hoe. I literally said that shit. Damn, that's rough. No diddly. All right. Any more questions? We good to go? You sure? All right. So I think that's about it. Anybody got any questions in the class? I didn't want to go too late. I know we was doing the the leaders, but you get the point with the leaders. All right. With that, pass the class over to priest and Officer Shapat.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. With the I.S.U.P.K out of Low West 125th Street, out of Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After that 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew, and it's pronounced I.S.U.P.K. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give it to the Treasury Department or teach priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation. The Feast of First Fruits starts after the Sabbath, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, sundown. Sunday, April the 28th, 2024, count 50 days. Celebrate the 50th day. Monday, June the 17th, 2024. Start before sundown. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 10 through 22. From Rock and check on social media, such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and material. If a brother wants to be a troop in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband or scarf. And with that, I say I write you, which means to stand. Sisters, you may remain seated. Go give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Imam Shabbat, Imam, Barak, Yahanna, Shini, Al-Shabbat, Yadu Matah, Saw, which means to turn. Sisters, you may stand. I invite you. We'll give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imam Shabbat, Imam, Barak, Yahanna, Shini, Al-Shabbat, Yadu Matah, class dismissed.